So as usual, once again we are gathering at this time to practice meditation and also learning that how this meditation helps in our day-to-day life to deal with our problems and how to tackle the situations. So meditation itself is not the solution, but is the path that we are learning to walk on it. And along the way, we have to go through so many difficulties. Because a path is not laid by the roses. We have to go through various different problems, difficulties. That's why practice of a meditation is to understand the miseries that we have and how to overcome that miseries. We have a desire, non-stop desire to fulfill this or that. Always wanting to do something in order to replace another. Always seeing green grasses other side of the river. So practice of a meditation helps us to realize these things, these differences, and walk on. Untainted. So this afternoon I had a short meeting with the prison chaplain, and along the discussion I had, one was the question asked me, after being a monk such a long time, what did you find the difference between before and after? My response was, my attitude has changed, my behavior has changed, my perceptions has changed, my emotions has changed, my moods has changed. I was a very angry person when I was a young boy. I even had so many attempts kind of killing my own brothers. And I was in a gang, kind of leading a gang, kind of a gangster. So I was a very angry person. And I was a person like I know I am stronger. So with that I did have all my own gym, practicing of other martial arts. But meditation helped me to realize the root cause of those troubles and problems and the moods, emotions. And now doesn't mean that those emotions and anger is not in me. Only difference is I am able to watch it, identify it when it arises, and I watch and play with that before it triggers into other forms. People even think that I do not have anger. I'm always smile. But little did they know how angry sometimes I become. But I am able to watch it. I call it catch it and bin it when it arises. And when we look at it carefully, we see that these emotions and moods, in particular anger, is simply we take on others' words or actions and give them a space. So normally my advice is that no one can make me angry without my permission. So very moment when I become angry, then I know that I have given the permission to take on their words, their actions. So I watch that anger and observe. So as you develop your meditation, gradually not only makes you calm, but also ability to see your physical body, the sensations, your emotions, and most importantly what you will realize that these things must change. Nothing remains the same. Even my existence is uncertain. Emotions are also too. Moods are also too. It will change. So, the practice of a meditation, although we are doing, sounds very simple, but in practice is very difficult. Basically developing our awareness by using or having a physical or empirical or tangible object to play with. So we're using our breath or the abdomen as the primary object. So we're working with that. And again, there are so many books and research books you can Google, and you will find that even the short few minutes of a meditation that if you can do every day, it changes our brain, it changes our emotions, it changes our moods. So each breath that we notice, each abdomen that rises and falls, aware of that, links greatly, and these are essential part of the practice. So when we practice again, make sure checking a few preliminary requirements, and that is having a comfortable position to sit, and if possible sitting upright, and no distractions. So while you are meditating, you are having no any other activities to do, let's say turning on a television or working or hovering or reading or writing something. And you have a motivation to practice and conscious decision that you make to practice needs a little bit of pushing is the vow. That throughout this time of the practice I want to move or I want to change, but I purely dedicate this time for the mental cultivation. Because practice of a meditation always brings benefit. Samhitam, that's the samadhi. When mind becomes calm and peace or one-pointed, or are able to be mindful of the breath or abdomen or the primary object, that brings a benefit for our own self and the others. And that is a samadhi meditation. And one more thing that we need to be very conscious of, which I normally do not instruct, is self-loving kindness and self-compassion. When we go on a retreat, the first thing we have to develop is the self-loving kindness and self-compassion. That is, may I be happy, may I be well, may I be free from ill will, may I be free from all the danger and harms. My life is vulnerable, my life is uncertain, death is only certain. So this time, such a wonderful opportunity that I got this opportunity to practice. So I make most out of it. And that reinforces you to practice. So sitting comfortably and relax your entire body by not holding, let the cushion holds you, or the chair or the sofa that you are sitting on. Let them hold it. And you're sitting upright and relaxed. Your hands, if possible, right hand on top of the left hand, but with the thumbs touching, not cleansing the fingers, and in a relaxed position on your lap. And upright. And if you're watching the primary object, then you will realize that slowly your eyes automatically close down. And spend time with the primary object that you have chosen, whether the breath or the abdomen. And working with that. Let's say if you're working with the incoming breath and outgoing breath, each breath that comes in, you know that you're breathing in, and each breath that comes out, you know that you're breathing out. In this case, you may focus in your nostrils as breathe in and breathe out. First couple of breaths you may have to force to feel the breath at the nose, tip of the nose. And aware of the touch of the breath incoming and outgoing at the tip of the nose. This moment when you are observing this incoming breath and outgoing breath by focusing at the tip of the nose, each breath that coming in and each breath that going out are different. Now once you have intentionally taking the breath in and out for a couple of times. Let it flow naturally. And you just become observer, observing it. Observing the flow, observing the sensations as it happens, as it takes place. And with a clear consciousness, noting or being mindful of it, telling to yourself each experience that you are experiencing. Sometimes you may be able to make a word or name it. Other times, just perceive them. I perceive it. So breathing in and breathing out. With your clear consciousness, you know that you're breathing in and you know that you're breathing out. Now further, try to notice when you breathe in and breathe out, which one is shorter and which one is longer, whether breathing in is longer or whether breathing out is longer. And why is that? And you're aware of it. And each time when you're aware of this difference, breath, when it's incoming, if that's a short, you know that this is short. When it is coming out, if that's a short, you know it. If that's a long, again, you know that. And if you're closely watching it, you may be able to notice that each breath are different. Sometimes incoming breath can be longer and then outgoing breath is shorter. Other times incoming breath can be short and outgoing breath can be longer. And if your mind is even restless, having so many things to think of it, when you see that incoming breath can be short and outgoing breath can be long, in stages, even incoming breath coming in stages and outgoing breath in stages. And you have a clear consciousness of each thing that is taking place along with the breath. And you're you're mentally making aware of it, known as noting. I know it is long breath, I know it is short breath. I know it is this breath and that breath. practice loving-kindness meditation to relax yourself. And bring your attention to your body. And to your hands. And to your heart. Beating the beating heart. Feeling the beating heart. And as you feel the beating heart, sharing a loving kindness and compassion to yourself. I am well, I am happy, I am at peace. May I be free from ill will, hatred, animosity. And similarly sharing loving kindness and compassion to any particular person or anyone, starting from near dear ones, parents, husband or wife, children, family, friends, relatives, animals and siblings. Whichever being there are, may they be well, may they be happy. May no harm come to them. So bring your attention back to the hands, aware of sensations in your hands. And to your body, aware of sensations in your body. And to your eyes. And as you hear the gong slowly coming out from meditation. Let's pay respect to the Buddha. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhaṃ Bhagavantang Abhivade Savakhāto Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasāmi Subhadivano Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sanghang Namāmi